Good morning, Renee. Oh, Renee's here. We have our own very own troll. Hey, Christy. Hey, Amanda. Good morning, everyone. Morning, Gilsey. Good morning. Morning, Christina. Oh, it's a good thing I bought another one of these because we are running low. Hey, Susan. Hey, Jen. How's everyone doing today? You, my dear, are a wiggly worm. The wiggliest of worms. The wiggliest of worms. Huh? Aren't you? Aren't you? Aren't you just a wiggly worm? Yeah. Yeah. How's everyone? Good morning, Isabella. Yeah. Someone is trying. Hey, Ray. Hey, Mina. Hey, Slow. Some little lady, I won't mention any names, is trying to kick out of her seat. You can't do that, my baby. You can't do that. Literally, you're doing pretty good. Excited for the. Oh, yeah. People not very hungry. We are okay. We woke up early this morning. This is fucked up. This one. You know what, there's not enough left for me to worry about this one. I don't know if it was broccoli or something else, but I decided not to risk it. Good morning, Priscilla. Good morning, everyone. We can open half and half, which is apparently everyone but me. Because I can't do it. Do you see this, you guys? Okay, I got it. Why do they make them so difficult to open? Why can't they just be easy opens? You know what I'm saying? Like, why does it have to be hard? You don't need a child lock on milk. I think it was creamer, Amanda. Like creamer gone bad. I don't know. I can't figure it out. But I'm not a fan. I'll tell you that much. She's supposed to say yes. Yes. You are. My sweet baby girl. My sweet angel, huh? Who's my baby angel? Who's my perfect baby angel, huh? Is it you? I think so. It happens though, right, Amanda? I mean, like, whatever. Anyone have massive migraine on the front? Oh, I think a lot of people do, Roxy. I'm lucky enough not to be one of those people, but I think I know a lot of people who have that issue. Let's dance till we sleep. Let's dance till we sleep. Dance. Let's dance. Let's dance till we sleep. What's it a sign of? I think it's just hormones, unfortunately. I don't think it's a sign of any like specific thing from and I could be wrong. My understanding is it's just like a wackadoodle. Yeah, hormone. Exactly what Amanda said. It's just hormonal stuff. Unexpected day off. Well, that's exciting. That's okay, Isabella. Don't even worry. Don't you want to take a nap, my sweet angel? Don't you want to take a nap? Don't you wanna take a nap? Don't you wanna nap up? Little nap, 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 nap. You look like you're tired because you're doing the rub your face against mommy thing. Oh, I didn't know you were allergic to strawberry plants. Are you allergic to the fruit as well or just the plant itself? Face is better, but not 100% better. I don't know if you guys can see it. The swelling has gone down a little bit. I don't think it's related, Roxy, because the people that I know who have those don't have either of those things. Like, I have PCOS, and I don't get migraines from it or anything. Hey, Samantha. Oh, you can eat strawberries, so it's just from a strawberry plant. Whoa, sneaky. Let's dance, let's dance, let's dance, dance, dance. Let's just dance, 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 dance. You need a nap, yes you do, yes you do need a nap. They rolled out neurology. Yeah, they have to do that, of course. Yes, yes, yes. Yes, yes, yes. Somebody named Rainbow Boutique is here. I don't know what Rainbow Boutique is, but it sounds right up my alley. Do you want a Rainbow Boutique? Yeah. Rainbow Boutique. Doo doo. That's the theme song I just made up for them. How do you feel about that? How do you feel about that, sweet angel? How? Animal crackers in my soup. Monkeys and rabbits loop-da-loop. Gosh, oh gee, but I have fun swallowing animals one by one. Morning, Liz. In every bowl of soup I eat, monkeys and tigers watching me. I stuff my tummy like a zoo with animal crackers in my soup. Oof, that does not sound good, Roxy. It does not sound good. I would definitely get it checked out if it's that bad. When I get hold of the big bad wolf, push him under the ground, and I'll gobble him in a million bits, and I'll swallow him right down. When they're inside me where it's dark, I walk around like Noah's Ark. Yeah, is that silly or what? Is she a silly girl? Is Shirley so silly? Is Shirley so silly? I stuff my tummy like a zoo with animal crackers in my soup. Were any of you guys big Shirley Temple watchers when you were kids? I was a big Shirley Temple person, so I've been singing all the songs to her, teaching her all the Shirley Temple songs. Right? We've been learning them. Good morning, Samantha. Good morning, Brittany. Okay, Mommy's gonna grab her coffee now. I'm going to ask you, morning, Naisa, very nicely not to do the wiggly worm while I do this. How do we feel about that? How do we feel about that? I need to buy a book for a fellow TikToker on here. He said he would keep your book to show. Oh, well, you don't have to buy it, Roxy. Tell him to reach out to me and I'll send it. You shouldn't spend your money. Just let me do it. If that's true. You loved Shirley Temple as a kid? Me too. Huge fan. What's your favorite, Jen? Have we talked about this? I feel like maybe we've talked about this. I was a big Shirley Temple kid. Big fan. Big fan. Oh, really, Mary? That's so interesting. Yeah, please do, Roxy. Please do. You shouldn't have to pay for my marketing, although I appreciate that you would want to. Hey, Kimberly. Hey, Avery. Little Princess is a fave. Yeah. I thought we had talked about that. That makes sense. Little Princess is good, but I obviously am partial to the musicals. You know, musicals. You know, because I am what I am. I have a picture of Shirley Temple pictures. Yes. You want to go in your bouncer. You are so awake. You're not even close. You're not even close to sleepy. You're not even close. Not even a little bit. Not even a little sleepy. But Mommy loves you. Mommy loves you so much. Okay, let's put you in your bouncer so that you can sit while Mommy reads. How about that? Because we had a very different schedule this morning, so that's probably why we're awake. Because we had a very different schedule, didn't you? Yeah. Somebody said, well, it's 5 a.m. I think I should wake up even though I usually sleep until 6:30 or 7. I woke up at 5, right? Is that what happened? And then what happened? You ate, right? And after you ate, you did not want to go back to sleep. So yeah, you're smiling because you know what's coming. And then we came out to play in the living room and you fell asleep on Mommy while we were playing. Yeah, that was silly of you, huh? Pretty soon she's going to graduate to those activities. That would be great. Yeah, I would love that. When we're in the next, I hope we'll be moved by the time she graduates to that because there's not really space here, unfortunately. But I'm thrilled. I would love for her to be in one of those. Isn't it one of those things where they can like go around, but it's got like all the stuff on the little like, and they like fly around like a little hovercraft? Is that what you're talking about, Amanda? Gosh, I literally look like I had a stroke. My face is so wackadoodle. Yeah, you think it's funny, huh? Yeah, with wheels. Yeah. Oh, coffee is so good. You don't even know. Yeah, coffee is so good. All right, guys, look where we are. We're almost done with this book. Bless you. Bless you. That was a silly sneeze, huh? Did that surprise you? You're smiling about it. She is laughing at her own. Yeah, they have spring structure. Yeah, definitely. She's laughing about the sneeze. She thinks sneezes are so funny. She like, every time she sneezes, she like shocks herself and she laughs. Right? Right? Do you need a toy? Here you go. Yours didn't have wheels. Oh, well, that would be even better. If it didn't have wheels, I could fit her right over here. But if it has wheels, I don't know where she's going to go. My grandpa took a picture of Shirley Temple, and now I have them. That's amazing. Was he like a movie photographer? Okay. We're on chapter 18 today, y'all. Chapter 18, my sweet girl. Are you ready? We're almost done with this book. You are so well read, honey. You are so well read for your age. Yes. Well, I know it's because you're the most intelligent girl in your class. I know that. I know that. Yeah. Yeah. What else? Yours didn't have wheels either. Oh, okay. Well, then we'll just gotta find her one without wheels so that she can sit right next to me. Hi. Are you gonna read chapter 18? Yeah, happy girl. I know, she makes the best sounds. Yesterday was her grandpa's birthday, and I made a video for him, and it was the funniest thing because in the video I said, do you want to say happy birthday to Pap? And she goes, yee! And threw her arms in the air, and I was like, you know what? That'll do. That's better than happy birthday. He loved it, obviously. You made happy sounds for Pap, huh? Yeah, you did. You wanted to tell him happy birthday, huh? You did. You said, I can't pronounce it yet, but I can make happy sounds, huh? Is that what you said? Pretty much. You're a little drooly, and that's okay. It happens to the best of us. Okay, we're on page 246, chapter 18. Someone has heavy eyes. Maybe she will while I read. We'll see. I throw myself into training with a vengeance, eat, live, and breathe the workouts, drills, and weapons practice, lectures on tactics. A handful of us are moved onto an additional class, and that gives me hope that I might be a contender for the actual war. The soldiers simply call it the block, but the tattoo on my arm lists it as SSC, short for Stimulated Street Combat. Deep in 13, they built an artificial capital city block. The instructor breaks us into squads of 8, and we attempt to carry out our missions. Gaining a position, destroying a target, searching a home, as if we really were fighting our way through the capital. The thing's rigged so that everything that can go wrong for you does. A false step triggers a landmine. A sniper appears on a roof. Your gun jams. A child crying leads you into an ambush. Your squadron leader, who's just a voice on a program, gets hit by a mortar, and you have to figure out what to do without orders. Part of you knows it's fake, but the other part of you knows it's fake and that they're not going to kill you. But if you set off a what is wrong with me? It's my lip, isn't it? It's because I have a swollen lip. If you set off a landmine, you'll hear the explosion and you have to pretend to fall over dead. But in other ways, it does feel pretty real in there. The enemy soldiers are dressed in peacekeeper uniforms, the confusion of a smoke bomb. They even gas us. Joanna and I are the only ones who get our masks on in time. The rest of our squad gets knocked out for 10 minutes. And the supposedly harmless gas that I took a few lungfuls of gives me a wicked headache for the rest of the day. I know, pretty bad, right? Cressida and her crew tape Joanna and me on the firing range. I know that Gale and Finnick are being filmed as well. It's part of a new Propo series to show the rebels preparing for the capital invasion. On the whole, things are going pretty well. And then Peeta starts showing up for our morning workouts. The manacles are off, but he's still constantly accompanied by a pair of guards. After lunch, I see him across the field drilling with a group of beginners. I don't know what they're thinking. If a spat with Deli can reduce him to arguing with himself, then he's got no business learning to assemble a gun. When I confront Plutarch, he assures me that it's all for the camera. They've got footage of Annie getting married, Joanna hitting targets, but all of Panem is wondering about Peeta. They need to see that he's fighting for the rebels and not for Snow. Maybe if they could just get a couple of the shots of the two of us, not kissing necessarily, just looking happily back together. I walk away from that conversation right then. That is not going to happen. In my rare moments of downtime, I anxiously watch the preparations for the invasion. Seeing equipment and provisions readied, divisions assembled, you can tell when someone's received orders because they're given a very short haircut, the mark of a person going into battle. There's much talk of the opening offense, which will be secure into the train tunnels that feed up to the capital. Just a few days before the first troops are to move out, York unexpectedly tells Joanna and me that she's recommended us for the exam and we're to report immediately. There are 4 parts: an obstacle course that assesses your physical condition, a written tactic exam, a test of weapon proficiency, and a stimulated combat situation in the block. I know. I don't even have time to get nervous for the first 3, and I do well, but there's a backlog at the block and some kind of technical bug that they're working out, so a group of us exchanges information. This much seems true. You go through it alone. There's no predicting what situation you'll be thrown into. One boy says, under his breath, that he heard it's designed to target each individual's weaknesses. I know, she just wants to talk to everybody. You just want to talk to everybody, huh? Right? You dropped your toy? You want it back? You want this? You want this or you want something else? You want this one? You can hold it now. I know you know how. You can grip things now. Yeah, there you go. There you go. I know, Mina, it's amazing. My weakness, that's a door I don't even want to open, but I find a quiet spot and I try to assess what they might be. The length of the list depresses me. The lack of physical brute force, a bare minimum of training, somehow, she is cliff noting for you. And somehow, my standout status as the Mockingjay doesn't seem to be an advantage in a situation where they're trying to get us to blend into a pack. They could nail me to a wall on a number of things. Joanna's called 3 ahead of me, and I give her a nod of encouragement. I wish that I'd been on top of the list, because now I'm really overthinking the whole thing. By the time my name is called, I don't know what my strategy should be. Fortunately, once I'm in the block, a certain amount of training does kick in. It's an ambush situation. Peacekeepers appear almost instantly, and I have to make my way to a rendezvous point to meet up with my scattered squad. I slowly navigate the street, taking out peacekeepers as I go. Really? You think so? You think that's what she should do? You think so? 2 on top of the roof to my left, another in the doorway up ahead. It's challenging, but not as hard as I was expecting. There's a nagging feeling that if it's too simple, I must be missing the point. I'm within a couple of buildings of my goal when things begin to heat up. Half a dozen peacekeepers come charging around the corner. They will outgun me, but I notice something. A drum of gasoline is lying carelessly in the gutter. This is it, my test, to perceive that blowing up the drum will be the only way to achieve my mission. And just as I step out to do it, my squadron leader, who's been fairly useless up to this point, quietly orders me to hit the ground. Every instinct I have screams for me to ignore the voice, to pull the trigger, to blow the peacekeeper sky high. But suddenly I realize what the military think my biggest weakness is. From my first moment in the games, when I ran for that orange pack, to the firefight in 8, to my impulsive race across the square in 2, it's that I cannot take orders. Yeah? What else? Really? What else? What else? What else? Hi. Hello. Hi, Smiley. Yeah, I know. It's pretty crazy, right? She doesn't know how to take orders. Say samesies. Samesies. We're not those girls. We're not the type of girls to take orders, huh? No. No. Okay. I smack into the ground so hard and fast that I'll be picking gravel out of my chin for a week. Someone else blows the gas tank. Peacekeepers die. I make it to my rendezvous point, and when I exit the block on the far side, a soldier congratulates me and stamps my hand with squad number 451. Oh, she's absolutely reading to you guys, no question. Right? Yeah? Yeah. You want to read a book to them later? Which one? Do you want to read Poppy on the Go? You want to read Poppy on the Go? Maybe. Or Jungly Tales. That's a wild one, huh? Yeah, we'll have to show them Jungly Tales. Yeah, they're gonna think Jungly Tales is crazy. And they tell me to report to command. Almost giddy with success, I run through the halls, skidding around corners and bounding down the steps because the elevator is just too slow. Bless you. I bang into the room before the oddity of the situation dawns on me. Wait, I shouldn't be in command. I should be getting my hair buzzed. The people around the table aren't freshly minted soldiers, but they're the ones calling the shots. Boggs smiles and shakes his head when he sees me. All right, let's see it. Unsure now, I hold out my stamped hand. You're with me. It's a special unit of sharpshooters. Join your squad. He nods over at a group lining up on the wall. Gale, Finnick, and 5 others that I don't know. My squad. I'm not only in, I get to work under Boggs with my friends. I forced myself to take a calm, soldierly step to join them instead of jumping up and down. We must be important, too, because we're in command and it has nothing to do with certain Mockingjay. Plutarch stands over a wide, flat panel in the center of the table. He's explaining something. Oh, you need me right now? You need Mommy's attention right now? Right now? Uh-huh. Should we stop reading this and show them Jungly Tales right now? Okay, we'll do Jungly Tales first. I'm right here. I just went to get the book. Look. Look at this, you guys. She wants you to see Jungly Tales. Do you see what's cool about Jungly Tales? All the tails stick out. Yeah, this is Jungly Tales. And you see all the animals and their tails stick out. This, see? Wow, we love Jungly Tales. Very cool. Very cool. Everything from a mouse to an elephant. Christy, it was a gift, but I could ask the person who gave it to us where they got it. It's by Baby Jellycat, which is apparently a London company. So it says, But the friend that gave it to us travels a lot, so I don't know if they got it there or somewhere here. But this is Jungly Tales. Very cool. Very cool book, right? Yeah. You want Jungly Tales? You want to hold Jungly Tales while we read? Will that make you feel better? Here, you can hold it. Hold it like this. You gotta hold it with 2 hands. Hold that lemur tail. There you go. Yeah, Jungly Tales by Jellycat. Jellycat. You've seen it on... Oh, okay, then that's totally possible, Mary. Yeah. You're very welcome, Christy. She is staring at it with glee. Plutarch stands over a flat panel in the center of a table, and he's explaining something about the nature of what we will encounter in the capital. I'm thinking that this is a terrible presentation because even on tiptoe, I can't see what's on the panel until he hits a button. A holographic image of a block of the capital projects into the air. Yeah. This, for example, is the area surrounding one of the peacekeeper barricades. Not unimportant, but it's not one of the crucial targets, and yet look. Plutarch enters some sort of code on a keyboard, and lights begin to flash. They're each an assortment of colors, and they blink at different speeds. Each light is called a pod. It represents a different obstacle, the nature of which could be anything from a bond to a band of mutts. Make no mistake, whatever it contains, it's designed to either trap or kill you. Some have been in place since the dark days. Others developed over the years, but to be honest, I created a fair number of them myself. This program... Oh, you dropped your book. You dropped Jungly Tales. There you go. Yeah. You gotta grab it, though. You gotta grab it, sweetheart. Grab the tail. That's a cheetah. That's a cheetah tail. Yeah, grab it. Good job. This program, which one of our capital people absconded with when we left the capital, is our most recent information. They don't know that we have it, but even so, it's likely that the new pods have been activated over the last few months. This is what you will face. I'm unaware that my feet are moving to the table until I'm a few inches from the holograph. My hand reaches in and cups a rapidly blinking green light. Someone joins me, his body tense. It's Finnick, of course, because only a victor would see what I see so immediately. It's the arena, laced with pods controlled by the game makers. Finnick's fingers caress a steadily red glow over the doorway. Ladies and gentlemen, his voice is quiet, but mine rings throughout the room. Let the 76th Hunger Games begin. I laugh quickly before anyone has time to register what lies beneath the words that I've just uttered. Before eyebrows are raised, objections are uttered, 2 and 2 are put together, and the solution is that I should keep far away from the capital as possible, because an angry, independently thinking victor with a layer of psychological scar tissue too thick to penetrate is maybe the last person you want on your squad. I don't even know why you bothered to put Finnick and me through training, Plutarch, I say. Yeah, we're already the 2 best equipped soldiers that you have, Finnick says cockily. Do not think that that fact escapes me, he says with an impatient wave. Now, get back in line, soldiers O'Dare and Everdeen. I have a presentation to finish. We retreat to our places, ignoring the questioning looks thrown our way, and I adopt an attitude of extreme concentration as Plutarch continues, nodding my head here and there, shifting my position to get a better view, all the while telling myself to hang on until I can get to the woods and scream, or curse, or cry, or maybe all 3 at once. If this was a test, Finnick and I both passed it. When Plutarch finishes and the meeting's adjourned, I have a bad moment when I learn that there's a special order for me, but it's merely that I skip the military haircut because they would like the Mockingjay to look as much like the girl in the arena as possible at the anticipated surrender. For the cameras, you know. I shrug to communicate that my hair's length is a matter of complete indifference to me. They dismiss me without further comment. Finnick and I gravitate towards each other in the hallway. What will I tell Annie? He says under his breath. Nothing, I answer. That's what my mother and sister will be hearing from me. Bad enough that we know we're heading back into a fully equipped arena. No use dropping that information on our loved ones as well. If she sees that holograph, he begins. No, she won't. It's classified information. It must be, I say. Anyway, it's not like it's the actual games. Any number of people could survive here. We're just overreacting because, like, well, you know why. You still want to go, don't you? Of course. I want to destroy Snow just as much as you do, he says. It won't be like the others, I say firmly, trying to convince myself as well as him. And then the real beauty of the situation dawns on me. This time Snow's going to be a player too. Before we can continue, Hamish appears. He wasn't at the meeting, isn't thinking of arenas, but something else. Joanna's back at the hospital. I assumed Joanna was fine because she had passed her exam. I assumed Joanna was fine and had passed her exam, but simply wasn't assigned to sharpshooter's unit. She's wicked at throwing an axe, but she's just average with a gun. Is she hurt? What happened? It was while she was on the block. They tried to ferret out a soldier's potential weakness, so they flooded the street, says Hamish. This doesn't help. Joanna can swim. At least, I seem to remember her swimming around sometime in the Quarter Quell. Not like Finnick, of course, but none of us are like Finnick. So? I ask. Well, that's how they tortured her in the Capitol. They soaked her, and then they used electric shocks, says Hamish. In the block, she had some sort of flashback, panicked, didn't know where she was. She's back under sedation now. Finnick and I just stand there as if we've lost the ability to respond. I think the way that Joanna never showers and how she forced herself into the rain like it was acid that day. I had attributed her misery to morphling withdrawal. You two should go see her. You're as close to friends as she's got here, says Hamish. That makes the whole thing worse. I don't really know what's between Joanna and Finnick, but I hardly know her. No family, no friends, not so much as a token from Seven to sit beside her in her regulation clothes in her anonymous drawer. Nothing. I better go tell Plutarch. He won't be happy about this, Hamish continues. He wants as many victors as possible for the cameras to follow in the Capitol. Thinks it makes for better television. Are you and Beatty going? I ask. As many young and attractive victors as possible. Hamish corrects himself. So no, Beatty and I will be here. Finnick goes directly down to see Joanna, but I linger a few minutes outside until Boggs comes. He's my commander now, so I guess he's the one to ask for special favors. When I tell him what I want to do, he writes me a pass so that I can go into the woods during reflection, provided that I stay within sight of the guards. I run to my compartment, thinking to use the parachute, but it's so full of ugly memories. Instead, I go across the hall and I take one of the white cotton bandages that I brought from 12. Square, sturdy, this is just the thing. In the woods, I find a pine tree and strip handfuls of fragrant needles from the boughs. After making a neat pile in the middle of the bandage, I gather up the sides and give them a twist and tie them lengthwise like a vine, making an apple-sized bundle. At the hospital room, I watch Joanna for a moment and realize that her ferocity is in her abrasive attitude. Stripped of that as she is now, there's only a slight young woman with wide-set eyes fighting to stay awake against the powers of the drugs. Terrified of what sleep will bring, so I cross to her and I hold out the bundle. What's that? She says hoarsely. The damp edges of her hair form little spikes over her forehead. I made it for you. It's something to put in your drawer. I place it in her hand. Smell it. She lifts the bundle to her nose and takes a tentative sniff. Smells like home. Tears fill Joanna's eyes. That's what I was hoping for, you being from Seven and all, I say. Remember when we met? You were a tree. Well, briefly you were. Suddenly, she has my wrist in an iron grasp. You have to kill him, Katniss. Don't worry. I resist the temptation to wrench my arm free from her. Swear it. Swear on something you care about, she hisses. I swear it. I swear on my life. But she doesn't let go of my arm. On your family's life, she insists. On my family's life, I repeat, and I guess my concern for my own survival isn't compelling enough. She lets go and I rub my wrist. Why do you think I'm going anyway, brainless? That makes her smile a little. I just needed to hear it. She presses a bundle of pine needles to her nose and she closes her eyes. The remaining of the day go by in a whirl. The remaining days go by in a whirl, and after a brief workout each morning, my squad is in the shooting range full-time training. I practice mostly with a gun, but they reserve at least an hour a day for specialty weapons, which means I get to use my Mockingjay bow, and Gale gets to use his heavily militarized one.
The trident that Beatty designed for Finnick has a lot of special features, but the most remarkable one is that he can throw it, press a button on a metal cuff on his wrist, and it will return to his hand without him having to chase it down. It's right here, honey. It's right here. Yeah. It's right here. Do you want to grab the tail of the parrot? Here, grab the parrot tail. Yeah, grab the parrot tail. Or the tiger. Tiger tail. Tiger tail. Sometimes we shoot at peacekeeper dummies to become familiar with the weaknesses of their protective gear, the chinks in their armor, so to speak. If you hit flesh, you're rewarded with a burst of fake blood. Our dummies are soaked in red. It's reassuring to see how high the overall level of accuracy is in our group. Yeah. Oh, do you want to come out? Yeah. You want out? You want out, my angel? You want... Oh, Mommy dropped her ring sling. Mommy dropped her ring sling. Silly Mommy. Silly Mommy. Yeah. You want out? You want out, my angel? Wee. Wee. Yeah. I know you're tired. You need to take a nap. Yeah, you should. You woke up too early. Yeah, too early, huh? It's reassuring just to see how high our overall level of accuracy is. Along with Finnick and Gale, the squad includes 5 other soldiers from 13. Jackson, a middle-aged woman who's Boggs' second in command, looks kind of sluggish but can hit things the rest of us can't even see without a scope. Farsighted, she says. And there's a pair of sisters in their 20s named League. We call them League 1 and League 2 for clarity. They're so similar in uniform, I can't tell them apart until I notice that League 1 has weird yellow flecks in her eyes. What is it, baby? I know, she's gotten so big. She's almost 2 feet. You're almost 2 feet, huh? You're almost 2 feet. Almost. Not quite, but well, maybe you are now. You were almost 2 feet at your last appointment, huh? Yeah, you were. You were. Yeah, she's a tall girl. 2 older guys named Mitch and Holmes never say much, but they can shoot the dust off your boots at 50 yards. I see other squads that are also quite good, but I don't fully understand our status until the morning Plutarch joins us. Squad 451, you've been selected for a special mission, he begins. And I bite the inside of my lip, hoping that... Oh, hey! Oh, no! Oh, baby! What is it? That sounds like a fake cry. You want to try sitting up? You want to sit up? And down. Yeah, and up. And down. You are so tired. You are so sleepy, huh? That's why. Yeah, that's why. Yeah. You know what she really wants? She wants Mommy to only stand and not sit. Hold on. What we can do is we can stand. Yeah. Mommy's gonna make the tripod raise up so we can stand. Oh, we're sad even standing? We're sad even standing? That's unusual. Usually we love standing. We love when Mommy stands. We only want Mommy to stand, huh? Yeah, we only want Mommy. What is it? Toes are good. Fingies are good. Do you need a diaper change? Doesn't feel like it. You just had a diaper change. Do you need another one? Yeah, we're standing. Standing is better, huh? Standing is better. Standing is better. We love to stand because we're too tall for Mommy. Yes, we do. Yes, we do. We love to stand because we're too tall for Mommy. Yes, we are. Yes, we are. Okay, see, we're happy girls now. Let's see if we can read. Squad 451. You've been selected for a special mission, he begins. I bite the inside of my lip, hoping against hope that it's to assassinate Snow. We have numerous sharpshooters, but rather a dearth of camera crews. Therefore, we've handpicked the 8 of you to be what we will call our star squad. You will be on the screen in the face of the invasion. Disappointment, shock, and then anger run through the group. What you're saying is we won't be in actual combat? Snaps Gale. You'll be in combat. Perhaps not always on the front line. If one can even isolate the front line in this type of war, says Plutarch. None of us wants that, Finnick remarks, and he's followed by a general rumble of assent, but I stay silent. We're going to fight, he says. You're going to be useful to the war effort as possible, Plutarch says, and it's been decided that you're most valuable on television. Just look at the effect that Katniss has had running around in that Mockingjay suit. Turned the whole rebellion around. Do you notice how she's the only one not complaining? It's because she understands the power of the screen. Actually, Katniss isn't complaining because she has no intention of staying in the Star Squad, but she recognizes the necessity of getting to the capital before carrying out any plan. Still, to be compliant may arouse suspicion as well. It's not all pretend, is it? I ask. That would be a waste of our talents. Don't worry, Plutarch tells me. You have plenty of real targets to hit, but don't get blown up. I've got enough on my plate without having to replace you. Now get to the capital and put on a good show. The morning that we ship out, I say goodbye. Sorry, I wasn't sure what I was stepping on. It's just the edge of the carpet. The morning we ship out, I say goodbye to my family. I haven't told them how much the capital's defenses mirror the weapons in the arena, but my going off to war is awful enough on its own. My mother holds me tight for a long time, and I feel tears on her cheeks, something she suppresses when I was slated for the games. Don't worry, I'll be perfectly safe. I'm not even a real soldier. I'm just one of Plutarch's televised puppets, I reassure her, and Prim walks me as far as the hospital doors. How do you feel? Better knowing you're somewhere that snow can't reach you, I say to her. Next time we see each other, we'll be free of him, Prim says firmly, and then she throws her arms around my neck. Be careful. I consider saying a final goodbye to Peeta and decide it would only be bad for both of us, but I do slip the pearl into the pocket of my uniform as a token of the boy with the bread. A hovercraft takes us to, of all places, 12, where a makeshift transportation area has been set up outside of the fire zone. No luxury trains this time, but a cargo car is packed to the limit with soldiers in dark gray uniforms sleeping with their heads on their packs. After a couple of days' travel, we disembark inside one of the mountain tunnels leading to the capital, and we make the rest of the 6-hour trek on foot, taking care to step only on the glowing green painted line that marks safe passage from the air above. We come out in the rebel encampment, a 10-block stretch outside of the train station where Peeta and I made our previous arrivals. It's already crawling with soldiers. Squad 451 is assigned to a spot to pitch its tents. This area has been secured for over a week. Rebels pushed out the peacekeepers, losing hundreds of lives in the process. The capital forces fell back and have regrouped farther into the city. Between us lie the booby-trapped streets, empty and inviting. Each one will need to be swept for pods before we can advance. Mitch asks about the hoverplane bombings. We do feel very naked pitched out in the open, but Boggs says it's not an issue. Most of the capital's air fleet was destroyed in 2 or during the invasion, and if it has any aircrafts left, it's holding on to them, probably so Snow and his inner circle can make a last-minute escape to some presidential bunker somewhere, if needed. Our own hoverplanes were grounded after the capital's anti-aircraft missiles decimated the first few waves. This war will be battled out on the streets, hopefully with only superficial damage to the infrastructure and a minimum of human casualties. The rebels want the capital, just as the capital wanted 13. After 3 days, much of Squad 451 risks deserting out of boredom. Cressida and her team take shots of us firing. They tell us that we're part of the disinformation team. If the rebels only shoot Plutarch's pods, it will take the capital about 2 minutes to realize that we have the holograph. So there's a lot of time spent shattering things that don't matter, throwing them off the scent. Mostly, we just add to the piles of rainbow glass that have been blown off of exteriors of candy-colored buildings. I suspect that they're intercutting this footage with the destruction of a significant capital target. Once in a while, it seems a real sharpshooter's services are needed. 8 hands go up, but Gail, Finnick, and I are never chosen. It's your own fault for being so camera-ready, I tell Gail, if looks could kill. I don't think they know quite what to do with the 3 of us, particularly me. I have my Mockingjay outfit with me, but I've only been taped in my uniform. Sometimes I use a gun. Sometimes they ask me to shoot with my bow and arrows. It's as if they don't want to lose the entity of the Mockingjay, but they want to downgrade my role to foot soldier. Since I don't care, it's amusing rather than upsetting to imagine the arguments going on back in 13. While I outwardly express discontent over our lack of any real participation, I'm busy with my own agenda. Each of us has a paper map of the capital, and the city forms an almost perfect square. Lines divide the map into smaller squares with letters along the top and numbers along the side to form a grid. I consume this, noting every intersection and side street, but it's remedial stuff. The commanders here are working off Plutarch's holograph, and each has a handheld contraption called a holo that produces images like the ones I saw in command. They can zoom into any area of the grid and see what pod is awaiting them. The holo is an independent unit, a glorified map really, since it can neither send nor receive signals, but it's far superior to my paper version. A holo is activated by a specific commander's voice giving his or her name, and once it's working, it responds to other voices in the squadron. So, say, if Boggs were killed or severely disabled, someone could take over. If anyone in the squad repeats Nightlock 3 times in a row, the holo will explode, blowing everything in a 5-yard radius sky high. Yeah, it's crazy, right, honey? It's crazy. This is for security reasons in the event of capture. It's understood what we would all do without hesitation. So what I need is to steal Boggs' activated holo and clear out before he notices. I think it would be easier to steal his teeth. F. On the 4th morning, Soldier League 2 hits a mislabeled pod. It doesn't unleash a swarm of mutation gnats, which the rebels are prepared for, but it shoots out a sunburst of metal darts. One finds her brain. She's gone before the medics can reach her. Plutarch promises a speedy replacement. The following evening, the newest member of the squad arrives, with no manacles, no guards, strolling out of the train station with a gun swinging from the strap over his shoulder. There's shock and confusion and resistance, but 451 is stamped on the back of Peta's hand in fresh ink, and Boggs relieves him of his weapon and goes to make a call. It won't matter, Peta tells the rest of us. The president assigned me here herself. She decided that the propos needed some heating up. Maybe they do, but if Coin sent Peta here, she's decided something else as well. That I'm far more used to her dead than alive. Whoa. Whoa, sweet girl. Can you believe that? You think Mommy can sit back down now? What do you think? You think you'll allow Mommy to sit down? Do you think so? What do you think? Do you think Mommy's allowed to sit down now? Maybe. Maybe. Maybe Mommy's allowed to sit? What do you think? What do you think? Yeah. Since we are having a wiggly, slightly rough day, and we only have 10 minutes left anyway, we're going to end it early so I can take care of my sweet angel. But tomorrow, we start at part 3, which is the assassin. Dun, dun, dun. Pretty exciting. We might have a special guest tomorrow. I'm not 100% sure yet, but I will let you know. I'm going to go take care of this little wiggly angel, and I will see you all later tonight for Roll for Slime. Have a great day, guys. Bye.